So we've got the fibre laser. Sorry, I keep calling it a fibre laser. It really isn't. It's a DPSS, diode pump solid state laser. I must stop calling it a fibre laser. Anyway, so I can pop this into the CO2 laser enclosure if I'm doing anything particularly smoky with it, but for the odd use it's very tempting just to use it in the workshop without any fan extraction. Now I could run another fan through the wall of the workshop and have a nozzle here sucking it out, but I thought we'd try a different solution. This is a little extraction unit for soldering fumes, that sort of thing, from CPC. Now CPC is part of Farnell, it's the same group, but they can often charge very different prices for the same product depending on whether you actually go through CPC or Farnell. So it is worth checking on both the websites. I think when I looked at this it was almost twice the price on the Farnell website. So this is a solder fume extractor. It's branded Duratool. I'm sure everyone's heard of Duratool. Absorber and fan. It's the D00375 model. It's only 23 watts, and this particular one is a desk clamping model. So hopefully I can get it clamped just on the front of the work surface here, and then just angle it to the side of the laser here. So that's the idea, but whether it's going to be strong enough, or whether it will actually filter out everything nicely, I don't honestly know. So very very basic instructions there. It is one sheet of paper. Yeah, they do two sorts. I don't think this comes with the normal stand, but I'm sure you could make something to suit. Yeah, maybe it comes with it, I don't know. But certainly I bought it as the bench fastening model. So let's have a look. Now I've questioned these before in that face mask that I reviewed a few months ago. This apparently is charcoal carbon impregnated replaceable activated carbon filter, and I just questioned whether that's really the case. Certainly the particle size that can get through that looks to be quite large, but we'll see. Amount of activated carbon filter is 7 grams. So is that what the foam weighs, or there's no way there's 7 grams of activated carbon in there? I'm just going to weigh this and see what it weighs. Well, the actual foam pad weighs 10 grams, so that's an interesting. Maximum absorption weight 2 grams. So are they saying you can carry on using this till it weighs 2 grams more than it does at the moment? I don't know. Interesting. Right, let's get this thing out. Okay, we've got a big chunky arm. Something else there, I don't know what that is. Right, so let's go through these bits one by one. First off, we have the little G-clamp for the bench. So let's get that open, that's going to be fine there. There's a little thumb screw there, so you can slide the rod in there and then nip it up in the right position. So that's that part. And what we've got here Okay, we've got a metal piece there, and we've got a plastic piece here. It looks like we've got to assemble more of this than I realised, but that's fine. Expecting the cable to be relatively short. Unfortunately, it's 6 degrees here in the workshop at the moment, and this cable is cold and stiff. So we can get this cable tie off. There we go. We just move the laser out the way. So we have a filter fitted there already. On the top we have an on-off switch, Duratool, CE mark 23 watts. We have the adjustable bracket. I suppose there's no reason why you couldn't just sit that on the bench if you were so inclined to do. Let's get this cable unravelled. Oh, it's so cold out here, it's just absolutely rigid. So let's get a screwdriver. Just want to check the fuse is suitable. Yeah, 3 amp fuse. So let's get that plugged in here. Just got a little metal drill that pours down, and then you've just got a big PC fan almost in there. It looks like this will fit on the back. I don't know what that's for. What have we got that? Okay, so it looks like the metal piece can slide into the back and direct the airflow out the bottom. You have also got this piece, so you could vent it out through a tube, I would guess. How does that fit in there? Go. So yeah, that will slide onto the back, so you can definitely vent this out through the wall or something like that. Let's just measure that, see what size tube. So you are going to need, well, the outer measurement is 10 millimeters, so it's just a little shy of 4 inches, so probably a 4-inch tube on there, and clipped, cable tied or circlipped into place will be fine. So let's see what sort of flow we're going to get from this, and how noisy is it as well. So we're just going to fire it up. Actually, it's quite a good flow coming out of the back. Now, what we have here is a box of matches, and I'm just going to see if I can show you that sucking the air, the smoke in, and how far it will cover. I'm not expecting great results here, but let's see. Oh, actually, yeah. yeah, it's just sucking the smoke in and chucking it straight back out into the workshop. So I'm not entirely sure what that is supposed to be doing. It certainly didn't filter out all the smoke. Okay, so let's fire up this laser. So I'm just going to run the laser software, and we'll just see if we can, with this bit of paper, just create some smoke and see what happens. Interesting, it's not reading the laser. I changed PCs yesterday and for some reason it's not reading this. That's helpful. Yeah, I think we're going to have to pause it there and be back in a minute because the computer's not, or the software's not recognising that this is plugged in, so back in a minute. Right, so we're back again, and yes, of course the software wouldn't recognise the laser. It's a new PC, so the driver's not installed. So yeah, let's run that again. Just bringing that head down. Okay, let's just have a little reposition here. Right, so just going to quickly burn some text and see if that produces much smoke and see whether that sucks it out. Well, yeah, it did. Still smell it in the exhaust though, but you can hopefully see that it did draw it in. I suppose if we have a tube going out to a window or through the wall, that would probably be enough. A little point in having the charcoal filter if that's the case. Let's try that again. Yeah, it definitely sucks it out through there, so considering the cost, I mean an extraction unit wouldn't have been much difference in price. So yeah, again, nice clear text. Don't really think that filter's doing a whole lot for us. One more time. Yeah, so it may well be worth getting a 4-inch piece of pipe and just venting that outside. Certainly powerful enough to do that. But there we go. Certainly would vent this, or at least make some sort of effort with a filter like that. I'd have to read the specs really on this carbon filter. Actually, I can see a couple of little specks of dirt that have got caught, you know, the flaky, where it's burnt and just lifted off some of the surface. It's sucked it into the front of the mesh. So, you know, probably worthwhile. I'll put the link to it. I think it was about £30. So probably well worth using that. And honestly, probably don't need the bench mount. It'll just sit here. It's probably easier just to position it to the side. I can easily move it out of the way. So yeah, well, there we go. Just watch the safety of these things. Whatever you're engraving, you are releasing particulates into the air around you, so either a decent face mask or something like this at the bare minimum really should be used. And just for anyone who's interested in the bench mounted option, so I've got a thumb screw here so you can move it left and right. This is all spring loaded, this one, so and they've weighted it just right. So that's loose there. So it's weighted very nicely for lifting up and down. There's no, you can't tighten, well, actually you can tighten that, but there's not any need. The spring tension in this mechanism here is just right, as you can hopefully see. We've got left, and I haven't done this up tight, so just bear that in mind, but this will swivel left and right. You can adjust this bit here for up and down, and yeah, you know, that's not too bad at all. Sorry, I didn't show that properly. I'm trying to film and do this with one hand. So yeah, left and right there. The whole thing here can be moved up and down, and you can get, you know, nice and close, and it will actually stay there. So yeah, ideal. Probably not going to need any of that, but it might come in useful for normal day-to-day soldering as well. I'd love to see the figures for this charcoal filter, and exactly what is that able to filter out, and what size particulate matter can get through that or be trapped by it. I don't know whether there's any specifications, but I'm certainly going to have a look.